Sorry for not posting so many videos lately. Just been busy. Whew. Garden's coming along. The weather kind of put a little dampener in it, and I've been battling with some other factors, but for right now, it's doing pretty good. But in today's video, we're not going to be talking about the garden. We're going to be talking about making kokanee bait. Yes, everyone. Lo and behold, I'm going to show you a detailed step-by-step on how to make kokanee corn. That way you can up your success rate with catching kokanee. So my secret is, and I'll show you one by one. Now this right here is very key in regards to the curing process of the corn. So I definitely use some type of borax cure. This is used for salmon eggs, but it works very well for corn. As I've stated previously, you're gonna need a can of white ShoePeg corn. The white ShoePeg corn works the best, in my opinion. It has that sweet aroma, which I think attracts the kokanee, as well as it holds up really well on the hook. I like to put some minced garlic in a few of mine, so always have some minced garlic. And procure cures. We have crawfish, sardine, and a kokanee special. Now you can get pretty crazy with different scents that you want to use, like bloody tuna and other various scents, but these are the three I have available and they've done pretty well. So let's get to it and I'll show you exactly what we're going to be doing. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get your container set up and exactly what you want to put in each container. So to help out with that is I like to use Ziploc bags, because you can just throw them away after you're done, because you will ruin the container just based off the smell, and that borax cure actually stains it pretty decently. So I like to use these since you go through the corn relatively quickly and you can just toss it after you're done. I put a little bit of white electrical tape on the front of it so I can mark with Sharpie what I put in each bag. So if you do get hit on that, put it on all your lures that you're trolling for that day, and it could increase your success rate with the kokanee bite. So I have 4 containers here. So I have 3 bags, and then my old container. See how stained it is? This was all my old bait that I just threw away because I'm going to be making new stuff, and that's how stained it is. There is a few pieces of corn still left in here, but more the merrier, right? My first bag, I'm just going to use plain ShoePeg corn, because you always want to have a little bit of that ShoePeg corn available just as the corn itself. Not much, because you do get hit on the scents more often, but I just like to put a little bit of corn in there just as plain Jane stuff, and you just never know. So it's always nice to have that variety on the boat. So after we put it in our bag, I'm just going to write plain on it. We'll get to the next one. So for the remaining ones, I'm going to mix everything in here and then put it in the bag if I am going to store it in the bag, but everything else that I use that's staying in here, I'll use it in there. So for tablespoon references, just to make it easier for you guys, we're going to start out with, in each bag, I'm going to put at least 4 to 5 tablespoons in each batch, just so I have enough in there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a pretty good, decent amount. I think for this one, since we are going to be running 4, I'm going to try the crawfish and sardine. Now with this Procure scent, you're just going to want to put enough in there to kind of mix thoroughly around on the corn. If you want to spend the money and use everything, that's fine by me, but I'm a little stingy when it comes to the scent, so I just put enough in there to coat the corn. And then on this one, we're going to use the sardine as well. So it'll be crawfish and sardine scent. And like I did with the other one, I'm just going to put enough in there to coat the corn. And then with our borax, there's usually some instructions on here, but it's for salmon eggs. But they should be relatively the same. So I'm just gonna start out with a little bit because you don't want to put too much. So I'm just gonna put, you know, about half a spoonful worth to start, because you can always add more, but you can't take it out. Once you add it, you're just gonna mix it really thoroughly. And what you want is that corn to be change color for one, so it'll turn a nice pinkish red color. But also what that borax is going to do, it's going to firm up that corn so it actually stays on your hook a little bit better. What I do is you want to distribute the scent and the borax throughout the corn. That way it's nice, evenly coated. So this one, I probably could use a little bit more borax, so we're just going to add another half spoonful and we're going to mix it in there, and it's giving us that nice pinkish color. After I'm done mixing this one up, I'll show you what it looks like. You just want a nice pinkish color on that corn, and we're going to throw this in the bag and we're going to mark it with our sardine and crawfish. That way we know what is in it. There we go. So this one, right here has sardine and crawfish in it. So far I've made my plain. I got sardine and crawfish. Now our next one, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go 5 scoops of corn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're gonna go kokanee special on this one. And then I like using the sardine more than the crawfish, so I'm gonna do sardine in this one with the kokanee special scent. So since I did the last one with 2 half scoops of borax, we're just gonna go for a full spoon this time because I think it's gonna hold up pretty nicely. We're just gonna get to mixing. For some reason, I think the garlic helps, so I like to have at least 2 options with garlic. So this one, I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic to it as well. And this, you don't really need a lot, but I just kind of shake it in there so I don't get anything smelly, since this is my household garlic that I use for cooking and stuff. And we're just gonna add a little bit of minced garlic in there to add to the funk. Garlic. Label them up so you don't forget on the boat. Alright, for the last bit of corn, I'm just going to use the rest of this can because the mix that I'm using for this last bit is what I really like to use for the most part. So I'm going to drain this corn all the way out so there's nothing left in there, because it does make it kind of watery. I'm just going to use all this corn up. Looks to be a little bit more than 5 scoops, but that's okay. For this one, we're gonna go a little bit heavier on the borax because there is quite a bit of corn in there. I'm also gonna use all 3 scents. It's gonna be the everything bagel of the kokanee world. Is it making you hungry yet? Got the kokanee special. Can't forget the garlic, everyone. Plus, you see a lot of trout baits with power bait and other types of scented lures that have a garlic smell. I don't know what it is about it, but the trout are definitely interested in that garlic for some reason. Trout, salmon, you name it. I wouldn't recommend putting garlic on everything, but for this portion of our fishing expeditions, I want to put some garlic in. sense. Before we go, you guys want to see the garden? Big old zucchini. Can't even see the horse head back there, it's so dang big. My potatoes look really sad today, this year. I don't know what's going on with the potatoes, but let me show you this raspberry bush. It's absolutely insane. We got a bunch of raspberries coming in. More over here, you know. Those tomatoes over here have just been getting hounded by a pesky varmint that I have caught, but it was just completely decimating these tomatoes. What it would do is it would break off branches and pile them up right at the base of the plant. This tomatillo was huge. This tomatillo was huge, but you could see right where this thing was breaking up. You could see where the varmint was breaking off branches. I mean, this thing was way up here and just bushed out like crazy, and it just piled up all the branches right there. But I did catch it. It was a pack rat, big old pack rat. Got some more peppers over here. This is how big all those tomatoes should have been, but that damn pack rat was just relentless. But I finally caught it. Got some strawberries, another tomatillo, another big old tomato. Poor tomatoes. And my peppers over here were doing really well until that damn pack rat got a hold of it too. I mean, look, it just destroyed that eggplant. Look at it, just destroyed them. What? There's some cute little peppers right here. Yes. All right, enough of the garden. Well, there you have it. It's all you need. We have our plain, we have our sardine with crawfish, kokanee special sauce with sardine and garlic. We got our everything. That's about it. So all you'll need is some borax cure, garlic, any type of scents you want to experiment with. Go crazy if you want. Let me know in the comments. Maybe comment in this video on what you like to use for your kokanee bait. And don't forget white ShoePeg corn. So that's it. I hope you really like this video. Just remember to give it a thumbs up. Put a comment in there what you use for kokanee bait. More the merrier for the information. And just remember, until next time, always hook them in the face, and we'll catch you later. Say bye, Cash. Bye, Cash. Bye, Cash.